Not sure if you've seen you play worse in the first half for a while. What was your...
For a while.
For a while.
Don't think we have played worse in that first half. And Southside were fantastic. The first half they put on was really, really impressive. Full credit to Christy and the girls. But yeah, we were awful, would be the PG version of what I want to say about the first half. Considering we played Wednesday, we don't normally talk to them too much post game, but we did, because last we played Bendigo and lost. We served up an absolute egg 2 days later in Sydney. So we grabbed them and warned them, listen, Southside have had all week on us. We're going to travel tomorrow. We're going to give you Friday the day off to try and rest your bodies as much as you can. You've got 3 games in 7 days. But it may be a little bit rusty first half against Southside, but we're going to do everything we can to put fuel back in your tank. And then we just ran in mud the entire first half. Got their backsides kicked at half time and then responded accordingly in the second half. So it's good that we got the response, but for a professional basketball team to serve that up in the first half, not acceptable.
You've had a couple of sprays over your time where you've gone in half time and gone, you're going to give it to them, and you've always been very careful at when to do those ones. Because today, as good as you've gone them?
I don't know if I'd do them, and you've played for a few different coaches. I'm not sure I'm a yeller, I'm definitely not a yeller and screamer. Certainly not. No. Yeah, wasn't happy at half time.
The reaction from the group afterwards, the second half, you've clearly all decided, well, he's right, we need to pull our fingers out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as Ryan said, super disappointing first half. I think that we just came in thinking that we could serve up 50% and that it would get it done. So that's the angriest I've seen Ryan at half time. No, he wasn't screaming and yelling, but yeah, absolutely the angriest I've seen him. So yeah, it was a good response from the girls after half time.
What were you able to do differently from an energy perspective that you couldn't do in that first half? What changed with that?
I don't know. I actually have no answer for that. What did you think changed?
We changed some schemes. It's the old Eric Spolstra. If your team's not playing, if your team's just flat, change your schemes to start getting them to fly around, like force them to fly around. I said the game plan we used in the first half, we'd used against them before with levels of success. So we were comfortable with the plan, but just did it as lethargically as we possibly could have in the first half, and Southside destroyed us. So the halftime adjustment was here, just a simple Eric Spolstra. What coverages have you got to get your team, to force your team to start flying around? And that, and the biggest butt kicking of all time at half time helped a little bit.
So then to defend as you did, like there was a portion of the third quarter where they only had 4 points in about 6 minutes or something. It was crazy. They just could not score. Like, how happy were you that they defended rather than focusing on the other end?
See, I'm probably not in the mood for it, because great that we got the response after half time. But again, right now, glass half empty. Like, where was this in the first half? Like, the fact you actually can do it, but you needed to get yelled at to do it in a professional basketball league, that's the problem. Like, this is an amateur league. We've not won since 1996 or whatever year it was, 1992.
Yeah.
Like, we're carrying on like we've won the last 9 championships. Like, we're not, we're sitting second. We haven't won in forever. So, great that we got the response after half time, but where was that in the first half?
Where do you see the group sort of being at? As you said, you're second on the ladder, you weren't great against Geelong, you go to the line, you lose to Bendigo, you weren't great again tonight. So how do you see the group at the moment?
Yeah, I think what Ryan said after the game today is that we sort of seem to turn it on against the better teams. When we play the teams on the lower end of the ladder, we think that we can just rock up and play at 50%, that it will get it done. So that's something that needs to change quite quickly as we head into finals. We need to find form against even some of the lower teams on the ladder, and make sure that we're playing our best basketball at all times.
You've been playing really well all season. You've taken your scoring run over the past couple of games. Like, what's changed from you? You've been passing and setting other people up. Now you're the one who's being set up and making sure you do the work yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I pride myself on being able to do a bit of everything. But yeah, I feel I do what the team needs me to do. And in the last few games, I felt like the team has needed me to score. So I'm happy to play whatever role the team needs me to play. And yeah, in the last couple of games, I've sort of felt like I've just had to take over a little bit on the scoring side of things.
Now, Annalie, 22 rebounds, she had 21 in the first game she played for the club last year, which was the record. Now she's broken the record again. Like, she just kept throwing herself at the boards tonight.
Just Emily Maley just continues to be Emily Maley. She's just on everything. And again, like at half time, as bad as we were, I don't know, we would have been down 1,000 at half time if it wasn't for Ali and Emily. Like, they kept us in the game. And luckily we got some other passengers to start helping out in the second half. But those two were incredible for us all night.
Do you look back and think fatigue was an issue? Like the 3 games in 7 days?
No excuse.
Yep.
No excuse. We did everything we could, like, and everyone's going through it. So we knew it was our 3rd game in 7 nights. But I mean, Southside left half their team in Melbourne and flew home from Townsville last week back to Melbourne and then flew to Perth. Like, we're both tired. Them probably more so than us because they're missing bodies. We're not. So no, we're a no excuse program. What we served up in the first half is our own fault.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All good.